Hi everyone, my name is Mianne. I'm a video director based in Brooklyn, New York, and I'm gonna show you 3 fun looks today that kind of show you how to have fun with makeup. Makeup has no rules, but these looks in particular are gonna be very fun, colorful, bold, but I hope easy. So I'm really excited to be part of the Vogue India Beauty Festival for 2020 this year. I'm so honored. So let's just get started and I'll stop rambling. So this first look is inspired by a set of actually cloud-inspired jelly nails that I got on a trip to South Korea last year. I got it at an amazing salon that's really famous for doing K-pop stars called Nails Unicella. The owner and artist extraordinaire there's name is Park Young-kyung, and she did an amazing job. And I was so inspired by these nails that I did it on my eye. So let's start. I love the sunscreen. I love this sunscreen. So I'm a big fan of sunscreen under makeup. I think I primarily use mineral sunscreen, which is what this is. And I love the texture that this gives under makeup. This is the Cocoa Kind Daily SPF Facial Sunscreen Lotion. You put it on. And it gives your skin a bit of that slightly tacky feeling that a primer would give you. And then it goes away. On the outside perimeter of my face though, I'm gonna go in with a different sunscreen. This is Glow Screen by Supergoop. It is one of my favorites, but I have pretty oily skin, so I tend to not put it all over my face. Like I would avoid my cheek area where I get very oily. So I take it out and it is deliciously glowy. I would compare it to Glossier Future Dew, if any of you. So, concealer. I'm gonna use this concealer. This is by a brand called Vogue Beauty. Awesome, Black-owned brand. I'm just gonna... And honestly, people ask me a lot why I do this, why I don't wear foundation if I'm gonna wear concealer all over. I just prefer using one product, to be honest. I'm lazy. Like, I think that concealer, if you have the right concealer that you like, it can give you excellent coverage, obviously. And that, I think, bring it down my neck a little bit, is my base done. Well, my base, like foundation base. And I'm gonna go in with some blush. So I'm gonna use this blush by Tower 28 Beauty. A dual fire brush is basically like a brush that has a little bit less density of brush hairs at the top. I'm very into like that super blushy look right now. It almost gives a lifted look. Like I feel like I put this blush on, I already feel like it's almost semi-contouring my face. Although I love the glowy skin look, I need to powder, especially in my T-zone because my skin is just oily. Okay, so I think we're ready to move on to the eyes, and I'm gonna do highlighter last. I like to do highlighter last. I don't know why. I think Jackie Ayan does it that way. Maybe that's where I learned it from. But this is the e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer, and this stuff is very affordable, really good, cruelty-free, and it's basically a white matte primer that I'm gonna put on my lid to make my eyeshadows pop more. So I'm gonna go into it. These nails are really making it difficult though. It doesn't have to be really that even because I'm gonna put eyeshadow on top. And for this, you don't have to use specifically a product for eyes. You could use a white concealer, you could use a white eyeshadow. I just like this one. So we're gonna do a little sky cloudy look today. So we need to create the base for our shadow, which is the sky. I'm taking this Hip Dot palette. This is the Rio eyeshadow palette. It's one of my favorites. Amazing selection of bright shades. I'm gonna take this light blue shade. This is Carnival. Concentrating that color mostly on the lash line. Wanted to get really in there, make sure that no white from the primer is showing. A fluffy blending brush. This is like my favorite one. It's the P07E from a brand called Refer, and it's just like a very good brush if you have a small crease place. If you have a small crease area, this is an amazing brush because it's very tiny. So I'll take it and blend blend outward. So I am gonna go a little bit higher. I'm gonna build this up, but I'm gonna go a little bit higher than I normally would with eyeshadow, just because I wanna create a lot of space for the clouds. Again, this literally is the easiest look we're gonna do today. It involves 2 eye products apart from the primer. But I do think it's really fun to experiment, and honestly, I've made a lot of friends through just wearing kind of what people might consider crazier makeup, and then girls will like stop me on the street and they'll have cool makeup and we'll kind of bond about it. We'll talk about products together, and it's amazing the community around makeup. So that is the eyes, base kind of down. And I'm going to move on to, this is the Kat Von D. It's actually a brow pomade that they designed to be used really all over the face, and it's in the shade White Out. It's a very, very, very opaque cream, and I like to use these in the eyes. They last a really long time. So I'm gonna take a brush, and again, you can use this with, you can honestly use a Q-tip with this to do this look. Like, this is a extremely easy look that has a lot of impact. So get a product like that, and you take your brush and you're gonna wanna stamp in a cloud formation. So that, for me, you can really like make them as wabi-sabi and perfect as you want. Like, again, this is a look that doesn't have to be perfect. I think it's all about just, it's kind of like having an piece of art on your face. Like, so I'm gonna start on the outer corner here. And what I like about using a brush or a Q-tip is that it kind of creates a diffused cloud, so it kind of looks wispier. Cloud 1, and it looks like a cloud, right? So you literally stamp 3 stamps and you got a cloud. Again, Q-tip, brush, anything you want really. That is the clouds on. I'm gonna move on, but before I go, I'm just gonna say real quickly that the clouds, in terms of the placement, I really just put them wherever I feel like I'm playing with negative space here. So I want the clouds to feel sporadic, like they would maybe in the actual sky that I'm looking at right now. In terms of the opacity, as you can see, like there are some clouds, like this one is very opaque. This one is a bit more on the sheer side, and I did that purposefully by not dipping into the product to get new product every single time I did a cloud, because I wanted it to look like more similar to the way clouds really look. Like, you look up into the sky, I'm looking at it right now, and like you see opaque clouds, but you also see wispy clouds, and I think that's really fun and cool. So, oh, my eyes are watering. I'm gonna move on, put on a little bit of eyebrow gel before I move on to mascara. This is a product from a brand called I think it's pronounced Say Hi, but it's spelt this, Sai eyebrow gel. It has a really nice thin brush, very easy to use. Just kind of beef my brows a little bit. Sometimes I'll brush them out with a clean spoolie just to diffuse the color. Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit of that same blue color and put it on my lower lash line. And then I'm going to blend it in with a smudger brush. And I'm gonna put mascara on, and honestly, guys, like that is it. It's such an easy look. I know it looks like it'd be a little crazy, but honestly, like, you guys saw how, like, if I wasn't talking, I could have done that in 5 minutes. I'm not wearing any eyeliner with this look because I don't want to, you know, interrupt the cloud, so I want to put on, you know, a pretty generous coat of mascara, which for me probably won't look like much because I have very, very, very tiny, barely there eyelashes, but, you know, it makes me feel better. You could put some false eyelashes on. I'm not a huge fan of them just because I can always feel them. So I just curled with my Surratt eyelash curler, and I'm gonna take this CoverGirl Exhibitionist mascara in waterproof. I only wear waterproof mascara because it's the only thing that holds a curl for me. And I'm gonna slowly put this on. I wanna be very careful not to get any mascara onto my carefully painted white clouds. And then I'm gonna go in with a different mascara. This is a Hank & Henry mascara that I use. It's honestly not my favorite, but I like it because it has a very tiny brush, and I use it for my bottom eyelashes because my bottom eyelashes are even sparser than my top. And then I'm gonna go in and make it even beefier with a different mascara. I'm gonna try this. This is the Lash Freak Urban Decay, a new one. Oh, whoa, what an interesting brush. And I'm just gonna see if this can beef up my lashes even more. All right, and let's say you do get a little bit of mascara onto your white clouds. Super simple. Take your product again, and honestly, just go over any areas that might have been hit. Which honestly for me is inevitable with mascara because again I have such sparse eyelashes that if I really want to cake it on there and get a good if I really want to cake it on there and get a lot of coverage on my mascara on my eyelashes, like it pretty much always gets my lid in some way. So this is the eye look done. I'm gonna move on to lips and a highlighter, and then we're good to go. So this highlighter wise, this is one of my favorites. This is the Dew Wet Balm by Danessa Myricks. They have a bunch of different shades, but this is my favorite one for summer. It's basically like a very beautiful, like tacky, dewy highlighter. It looks so gorgeous on. Like you put it on and it kind of looks like, you know, when you have done your makeup and let's say you wore a powder highlighter that day, and then later on in the day, your oil, the natural oils in your face start to mix with your makeup, and then by 1 or 2, your skin just looks like effortlessly dewy. This is like that in a tube. In the summer, I probably look like that, probably like at 10 because it's so hot. Put a little bit Cupid's bow. A little bit right here I like to do on my, a little bit on my nose, and then a little bit on my nose and a little bit in the inner corners of the eyes. Nothing too crazy, just a little bit to catch the light and open everything up. And then finally, I'm gonna do a little bit of my favorite lip combo, honestly, right now, which is Elf Nectar. Which is like a really nice kind of peachy nude. I blended in a lot into the lip, so I don't want it to be too opaque. And then a little bit of gloss on top. So this is Flesh Hot Sauce. Just a little bit of shine. Again, I'm gonna blend that out, make it look very natural. And this is it. The finished first look. Look 2, I'm back. I've changed, loosely inspired by the yin yang sign, playing with some fun liners. So I've taken off my makeup. One thing to note with those Kat Von D pomades is they really last. So I'm gonna use some of these Fenty eyeliners. So these are really great. They come in just incredible colors. And then another liner, this is from Unframed Beauty. This is just a liquid liner. So I'm gonna start off with the liquid liner and just give myself a very small cat eye. Thin cat eye over here. So I'll make my wing first, my first little flick, and then I'll connect. I'll go in and fill the rest of my liner now. First eye on, first flick, connect the rest. 2 flicks down. Lots of practice. Lots of practice when it comes to doing that. So before I go in with my Fenty liners, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Freck, which is a faux freckle product. Honestly, I just think it's fun to use. I don't think it's you know, you don't need it by any means, but it is so fun and it's pretty. So what you do, you take the product and you just dot it on. Then you take your finger and you kind of blur, you just stamp over it. I don't like to go too heavy on the freckles, just a little bit. And then I'm gonna go with the pièce de résistance, the liner. So this look is not, I wouldn't say very, very difficult, but you do have to have a relatively steady hand because you are gonna be drawing on with liner. So I'm gonna create one kind of, it's not really a yin yang sign in its truest nature. It's kind of like a cut crease here with the pink and then another one down here. And this is probably my favorite look that I've created like all year. These looks are not about perfection. They're about having fun and like doing things that are pleasing. So I'm creating this line, I'm gonna make it a little thicker and I'm gonna make it a little bit thicker toward the center. I'm sorry, not the center, toward my inner corner. Kind of looks like a tadpole. Stop in there. So that is it. I mean, any tips for doing liner I would say is, again, try to have steady hand. So ways you can do that is by planting your elbow onto a solid surface. So like your desk, for example, so that you're not having to support the weight of your arm. You are just having a bit more steady area. Another thing you can do is, as you're painting, I don't do this, but I've learned this from a lot of makeup artists, is rest your pinky on your cheek while you're drawing to give you just a little bit extra support. And then again, work in sections. Very important. Next color, same thing, but down here. And that's it. That's honestly the whole look. I'm gonna do a little bit of a different lip and then a little bit of Fenty Sun Snatched just in the center to give it like a very nice orangey look. Again. Like that. Give it, I mean, similar lip looks for sure, but definitely more on the orange side compared to the first look. Okay, I enlisted the help of my boyfriend and got this necklace on. But this is it. Okay, look number 3. So I'm gonna put a little bit of lip balm on. is the Naturopathica Cherry Lip Balm. Just to prep my lips for lipstick while I do the rest of my makeup. So obviously my cat eye is still on, my base is on, and I'm gonna move into doing kind of what I would consider a freestyle. I'm gonna do a little bit of a freestyle, like squiggly eye look with some liners. Putting a little more highlighter on. All right, so makeup is off, and I'm gonna do the third look now, which is gonna be the most like face painty freestyle kind of look. It's gonna be a squiggly look that I honestly was really inspired by some Pinterest images I saw, as well as this makeup artist on Instagram. Her name is Rowie. She's amazing, and I'm just really inspired by it. So I'm actually gonna use real face paints here. These are like kids face paints from a brand called Snazaroo. Very affordable. All right, so new brush technique now. This is actually my first time doing a look like this, so bear with me as I figure it out. Then I'm gonna wipe the brush off. I'm gonna create kind of an orange shade next. I'm mixing colors now to create orange. All right, orange has been created. Kind of like a papaya-y kind of orange. I'm gonna go in and do. That's fun. Maybe I'll do another squiggle like right here. Or I could honestly leave it like this. Or I'll make the pink a little bit more poppy. All right, so I'm going over the pink again with a slightly different color so that I can make it pop more. Or stop here. Why not? Gonna put on a little bit of this gloss again. And this is the look. It's funky, it's weird. I think it's nice because I'm pairing it with this like white dress, so it's not gonna be too not gonna compete too much. I'm gonna show you the rest of the look. All right guys, so this is the finished look. Definitely the weirdest of the bunch, but honestly fun. Like I would totally wear this out and like just have fun with it, take some pictures, do some fun stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was really fun to make it and just talk to you guys, aka my camera. So, you know, I hope you liked it. I hope you guys try these looks. If you do try them and you do any spins on them, or if you do them as is, I'd love to see them. So tag me at mian.chan. I'd love to see them and see what you guys are up to. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you again to Vogue India for letting me be part of this beauty festival. It's been such a fun one. See you next time. Bye!